Good morning, everybody. I wanted to read you, so I know we're supposed to read the true story of the Three Little Pigs. I'm not sure if anybody's very excited about that, but we will eventually. I just wanted to show you guys this amazing book that came in yesterday. This is called The Museum of Everything by Lynne Rae Perkins. So I read this yesterday for the first time, and it's one of my favorite books ever already. And that's really special when that happens. So I just wanted to share this with you guys real quick. The thing about this book is, even though I'm going to read it to you today, you really have to come in and take it out and really take a lot of time to look at the pictures because the artwork is just amazing. And I hope that you think the same as I do. It really, the whole world just absorbs you in, and it's so cool. And I just wanted to give you a little look at it today. So here we go. The Museum of Everything by Lynne Rae Perkins. And we're opening the door here to the museum. See, we have a dandelion and a leaf on display and what looks like a cloud and maybe a bush up there. We might have some cats jumping into the scene here too. I think they like this book also. Look at this city. Isn't this beautiful? This boy here. And he's saying, when the world gets too big and too loud and too busy, I like to look at the little pieces of it, one at a time. And sometimes I do that too. I don't know about you guys. Sitting in a chair, he's thinking it over. I put them in a quiet place like museums do. Sometimes a quiet place is just in my mind, an imaginary museum, but I think I could make a real one. Maybe it would be called the Museum of Things I Wonder About, because I have a lot of those. So he's looking at a shell here. I wonder about a lot of things too. See this? Isn't this neat? There's an island. There's a rock on the island. And this is all, somebody made this and took a picture of it, which I think is really, really cool. And you can see our character here is thinking about it. I wonder about things like, can a rock in a puddle be an island? And think about if the rock in the puddle on a boulder on a pond. And what if that pond is on a small island in a lake? And what if that lake is on a bigger island out in the ocean? It would be an island in a pond, on an island, in a pond, on an island, in a pond, on an island, in a pond. My museum will have a model of this. That's kind of like a tongue twister, and that's what this is here. See the little, that's the pond on the boulder with the rock in the middle, and see it expands out. It's very creative. I think this is my favorite. Isn't this neat? Somebody made this, you can see the corners of the boxes and the corners. Really neat. I might make a whole museum of islands because there are so many different kinds. And all different sizes. Some islands only have room for one person at a time. See a little person out there on the island? See this? See the dirt? It's really cool. Other islands are so big you can't see all of the edges, even from the top of a very high hill. See that? He's wearing a skirt of a bush here, and see there are some that are made here. I think these are pretty neat. They look like flower bushes, but this one is really special because these are tree branches in the winter that are covered with snow and ice, which is really cool. And see the model is wearing a skirt there? You can spin. I wonder if anyone has ever made a skirt that looks like a bush in springtime, because I want to. I want to wear one. There will be a whole room full of bush skirts in my museum of bushes. Everyone can try them on and twirl. That's what they're doing there. See, these are all other bushes. Flowers and stuff. There will be real bushes too. There will be wild bushes and tame ones, plain bushes and fancy ones. Maybe even some experimental science fiction type bushes. I like them all. I like the one with this one here with the shiny flowers. That's my favorite. See, he's hiding in the bush there with some rabbits. Those are good hiding friends. There is a bush that, every time I see it, I think, that would be a good hiding place, for birds and little animals, but even for a person. I will have some of these bushes for people to hide out in. But maybe the hiding place bush should be in the Museum of Hiding Places. That would be a cool museum. I'd like to go there. It'd be a great place to play hide and seek, right? Kind of like the point. Oh, look at this. This is really cool. It's like a dollhouse. See? If you look really closely here, you can see some stuff in the background too. What if you walked right into a museum of hiding places and you didn't even know it? What if we were in a room right now and you can't even tell? Look around. Look in the shadows. I'll give you a hint. I'm going to show you one, and then you're going to have to come get the book to find the other ones. But see? There's somebody hiding right behind that curtain, right there in the shadows. But if you pick up the book, you'll find other places too. I might make a whole museum of just shadows. Look at that. Isn't this neat? Look at the light coming through the window. Really cool. It will have all the usual kinds. See up here? Oop. See up here, there's a shadow puppet. It's like a dog. All of the kinds that you would expect, but also some kinds you don't expect. See the cat? That looks like my cats. They like to do that. They like to sit in the doors. I don't know if your animals like to do that. When snow falls on a car and then the car drives away, the car shape that didn't get snowed on could be a kind of shadow. Or when a leaf, warmed by sunlight, melts a perfect leaf-shaped hole in the snow, a shadow of melting. See? That's something that happened recently, right? All the trees lost their flowers. And we're a little bit ways from fall, but that's what this is here. A shadow could be made of blossoms that fell from their tree overnight, or it could be made of autumn leaves. This is really cool. See, they're walking at night with their dog. Really neat. There is a place between streetlights where the shadow from behind you disappears and the shadow from in front of you hasn't started yet. Is it a place with no shadows? Or is it a place with 100% shadows? And that's this space right here. Can't see them, but we know they're there because they're here and they're here. So we know that they're there somewhere. You can see the birds up there. Light from the city. The Sky Museum is already there. It is on a hilltop, or on the roof of a building, or anywhere really. It's open all the time. It's different every day. Usually there are birds, and sometimes airplanes. Today looks like it's going to be a beautiful blue sunny day, just like this right here. It's going to be what we see today. This is a book in a book. Look at all these fluffy clouds over here. On cloudy days, the sky reminds me of the pages of a huge giant book. The first page might be woolly and gray, but if you turn it over, he's blasting off there to turn it over with his jetpack. The other side of it is fluffy and sunlit. This is beautiful here. Really cool. There might be a wispy page, delicate like lace, then a page of the bluest of the blue, and then the pages of a whole universe, a bunch of them, with stories of the stars and the planets and spaceships. See? I think this is going to be us today. We're not going to have too many clouds, and we're going to have a nice blue sky. Beautiful spring day. Looks like a feather fell on his face there, and see, that's his windowsill where he keeps all his special things. One day at the Sky Museum, a feather floated down and landed on my nose. A free souvenir. I took it home and put it on my windowsill between my very small island and a couple of shadows and some other stuff that I have. It's a real museum, a museum of little things. I like to sit and look at them, one at a time and all together. And then I go back outside where it's busy and big and sometimes kind of noisy. Because sometimes I love that. Sometimes we need a break from it too, right? And that's him walking out into the world. It's all excited to start the day. I walk right into the jumble. I see the little pieces of the world all fitting together like the biggest puzzle ever. Like the notes in a song. Like the museum of everything. And that's the end of the book. And up here, the author has a dedication. And it says, if you like to be in a quiet place sometimes, even if it's only in your mind, or if there is a lot that you wonder about, or if you like to make things, I made this book for you. So I'm sure you guys are at least one of those things. I know I like to wonder about things, and sometimes I like to make things, and most times actually, I like to be in quiet places. That's why I work in a library. So I really hope you guys come in and check this book out. This author actually has a lot of other books too, and here's a really cool picture of her. She's making that tree, that autumn tree that we saw earlier in the book. That's what she's doing there. So that's pretty neat. So this is a really cool book. This is a really special book. This is the kind of book that maybe you want to put on your shelf and look at all the time, because I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go pick this book up. And my cat wants to say hello to you. Here she is. Here's Jerry. See? See her two different color eyes? She likes to be pet under the neck just like this. So we will see you next week. I'm sure Jerry will jump in again, because she always does. She's very nosy that way. And I hope you enjoyed this story, and I think next week we will finally read the true story of the 3 little pigs. But we'll see you then, okay? Bye.